One day you're gonna look on little Jimmy's computer and find out he runs an NSFW Dahmer X Bundy blog, and you're gonna wonder where you went wrong. Hello, creatures and cryptids. It is your favorite pink plague nurse, Nymphy. Today we will be talking about serial stan culture and the reasons it came about. Before we start, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. I would really appreciate it and it would help me a lot. That's all, and I hope you enjoy the video. So the first thing we need to look at is what exactly a serial stan is. As you probably know, the term stan was coined by Eminem in his song about an obsessive fan. It's a combination of the words stalker and fan, and was supposed to be a derogatory term. Twitter sure didn't seem to get the hint. Stan is generally used to refer to obsessive and over-the-top fans who develop parasocial relationships with certain celebrities. These individuals will often behave in inappropriate manners online, such as doxing and harassment. The most common type of stan is a K-pop stan, with dream stans following close behind. But there is another, less popular subculture that I like to call serial stans. Serial stans are just like any other stans, except for one thing. Instead of drooling over Jungkook or Dream, they prefer the likes of Ted Bundy or Richard Ramirez. To show I'm not just bullshit, we can look at examples such as this, and even this. Accounts such as these are wholly dedicated to lusting after this infamous killer and there's even questionable merch made in poor taste. Can I just say as a side note, I don't get why people find this man attractive. Like, I'm not even trying to virtue signal, I'm fully aware that attractive people can be shitty human beings. I'm just saying that this man looks like if a possum got hit with a spell to become a real boy. He has no lips. How'd he get a kiss? Very ugly. No kiss for him. Although this phenomena has become more common in modern times, it is not at all new. Multiple women are said to have actually come to Bundy's trial dressed as his victims in a gross attempt to catch his eye, which is just fucking vile. Bundy would go on to have many letters and photos, some of which contain nudes, mailed to him by desperate losers eager to please. Eventually, he even got legally married to one of these fans. And it's not just Bundy. Richard Ramirez, for whom I have a special hatred for, that guy, also has numerous admirers. Tweets were made, as well as edits, some even going as far as to ship the photo with people. Now, aside from that being incredibly insensitive to the victims of these monsters, I think this mindset is quite dangerous, as seen with the case of Yuka Takaoka. Now, a lot of people haven't heard of the case of Yuka Takaoka, so I'll give you a rundown. Yuka Takaoka is a Japanese hostess who was arrested in 2019 for attempting to kill her boyfriend, Luna. When the police arrived, she was found calmly sitting down, covered in blood. Behind her lay Luna, in nothing but his underwear, with 2 large stab wounds in his stomach. Miraculously, Luna made a full recovery. When asked why she did it, Yuka said that she liked him too much. A diary was even found at the scene where Yuka had written, "I like you, and I like you so much I wanted to kill you," in Luna's blood. She was arrested and charged for attempted murder, but will be released from prison either next year or possibly in 2024, which is just wild. That's only like a maximum of 5 years, like, for trying to kill someone. Drug dealers get more than that. What ties her into today's video is how the media responded. She was quickly dubbed the real-life yandere and garnered attention from all over the world. If you are unaware of what a yandere is, it is an anime trope that consists of a character, often female, who becomes obsessive when in love, even to the point of killing either the object of their affections or any perceived obstacles. A few popular examples would be Yuno Gasai from Future Diary, Himiko Toga from My Hero Academia, and Ayano Aishi from Yandere Simulator. Fan art of Yuka quickly circulated, and there was even a GoFundMe made to pay for her bail. Luckily, it was mass reported and taken down, but in the 2 days it was up, they managed to raise $3,840. That is what worries me. Although her sentence was outrageously short already, people out there were willing to pay to release her early, just because they thought she was cute. If people idolize these criminals simply for their appearance and ignore what they've done, or even praise it, imagine what they could get away with. But who even are the people simping for these monsters, and why do they do what they do? To put it simply, I believe the majority of these stans are children, most likely 12 to 14-year-olds. Although there are indeed older anomalies, I believe that they're most likely outliers, and I won't be focusing on them today. Now, this is the main reason why I don't think most of these accounts are horrible people with ill intent. They simply don't know better. And although these kids are old enough to know right from wrong, it's very difficult for them to comprehend the nuances of the situation. I know that myself, because when I was 13, I had a friend who thought Ted Bundy was attractive and even slightly simped for him. Thankfully, she grew out of that rather quickly, and to my knowledge never put out any harmful content on Twitter. At the time, however, I thought it was pretty weird, but didn't really understand the morality issues with it. And keep in mind, this is coming from someone who, at the time, and even occasionally now, suffered from intense scrupulosity. The fact of the matter is, edgy 13-year-olds don't think about how it may be disrespectful towards the victims and their families. They don't think about how the lives of other people were completely wrecked because of the actions of this killer. Their brains run 95% on hormones, and the remaining 5% is just trying to make sense of these new feelings. The best we can do is have their parents monitor their access to social media. That's what my parents did, and as a result, I didn't even get the chance to think about how hot some serial murderer is. I'm not saying completely restrict all access to social media from them, but honestly, all you need to do is be aware of what your child is posting and consuming. Because at the end of the day, I do blame a fair bit of this on the media. As I'm sure you're aware, plenty of shows and books and even TikTok POVs romanticize crimes. And that's fine. Because at the end of the day, the content is fiction. There are no real victims. Unfortunately, some people, especially kids in their early teens, find it difficult to separate fiction from reality. There's no real harm in simping over an anime villain, but there sure as hell is in simping for real villains. That is why it's important to keep an eye on your kids, because if not, one day you're gonna look on little Jimmy's computer and find out he runs an NSFW Dahmer X Bundy blog, and you're gonna wonder where you went wrong. Now, the other facet to this is the concept of I can fix him. The kids running these accounts think that they'd be different from all the other victims, that they'd be special. And I suspect this is because of the popular story plot of good girl turns bad guy good. Go on Wattpad, search up bad boy. I guarantee that all of the results have a summary that's some version of, he was a delinquent, a no good bad boy bad guy. He smoked and did drugs. He was a lone wolf. He shoved kids into lockers and did mean guy stuff. But one day, he meets a girl, and she's different. She's not like other girls. She reads books. Will this good girl change the bad boy? And listen, I love this trope as much as the next person, but you gotta admit, it's only really good for stories. It's no one's job to fix another person. Well, unless you're a therapist, then it kind of is your job. And if someone doesn't even want to be fixed, it's pointless. You know, I watched the new Spider-Man recently, and it was great. I loved it. But I noticed that pesky trope creeping into the themes, even in that. Peter was guilted by his aunt into trying to fix these villains, which luckily worked, but in reality, fixing bad people is so much more complex than sticking them with some magic vaccine. Yes, everyone deserves a second chance, but not if that second chance comes at the cost of innocent people getting hurt. And ultimately, when you make a thirsty tweet or a fan edit of these killers, innocent people, whether they be the victims themselves or the families, are hurt by that. So, if any of these fan blogs are watching this, I don't think you're a bad person, and I truly believe that you can learn from your mistakes. But ultimately, I can't delete your accounts for you. That's a step you're gonna have to make yourself. That's it for today. Remember to drink water, because I sure as hell won't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
I bite at the hand that feeds me, slap at the face that eats me, some kind of animal cannibal.